Hey guys, Professor Bell, Comic Book University. And it's time for the final episode review of the Falcon and Winter Soldier, or nowadays, Captain America and the Winter Soldier. You all notice that? In credits, they're just like bang. It's just Captain America and the Winter Soldier now. That that was freaking awesome. This was a really great way to end the series. You know what I'm saying? Like bang. I had a little problem here and there, but we're going to talk about all that good stuff. In fact, I might just have some notes on these. So this episode was called One World, One People. You can see at one point it went One World, One Boom. So Sharon is now stateside because they're Falcon and Winter Soldier, Captain America and Winter Soldier. They're now all hanging out and be like, oh, we're here. I think Carly's going to be here. Yeah, let's go. Let's find her. Yeah, let's beat these guys up. Sharon, what are you doing here? She's like, oh, look, I'm disguised. That was cool. I'm glad that she's stateside. Mind you, I still have it in my heart that she's the cool person who helped out Captain America, and it bothers me that she's like selling state secrets and stuff like that, and she's actually a bad guy, and things are only going to get worse because she's the power broker. But hey, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. But you know what? She's going to be okay. She's going to be okay, and we're going to find proof of that in a little while. So we get to see the new costume at this point. Comes walk up, is like, "Who are you?" He's like, "I'm Captain America." He's like, "Wait, isn't he on the moon?" Dude, at some point we're gonna have to find out what the frick is going on with Steve Rogers. You know what I'm saying? Why do they keep on saying this dude's on the moon? Why does everybody believe that? Batroc is here, and he goes and he gets into a fight with the new Captain America, and it's a doozy and it's fun, and I'm digging on this. By the way, I'm going to get to the questions, the comments in just a hot minute. Hopefully this shouldn't go too long. Um, Here's something I had a problem with. First off, I really liked the fight against Batroc because that was cool because it was very realistic to me. Look, Batroc is a guy who was really good against the real Captain America, Steve Rogers. You know what I'm saying? Like they battle and Cap whooped his ass, but it only makes sense that he would whoop his ass, right? Because you got an ass and Captain America is America's ass. So he's going to whoop your ass because that's not America's ass. I mean, that's the dude. I don't do the math. I don't make the math. I just do the math. I could see the math. That's the math. All right. So he just whooped your math anyway. So he wasn't able to beat him in the beginning of this series. Heck, he wasn't able to beat Crossbones in the previous series. I'm talking about Sam at this point, right? So if Sam was just doing a couple, flips and dives and rolls and stuff like that, and all of a sudden he was better than GSP, you know what I'm saying, Batroc, I'd be a little bit pissed off. I'd be a little bit because, like, look, here's one of the things that's so important about these about superhero. I don't care if it's comic books or the television series or whatever you have. All right, there has to be a fine line between reality and the superhero stuff. Look, thank you, Superman, and every superhero movie should thank Superman because of Superman, we believe that a man can fly, Kryptonian or not. All right, it's because of him. What he has batteries in underneath that cape. Remember Perry White? So we know that a man can fly, but at the same time, if you just leave it that Superman can fly, nobody's going to question how he flies. The moment that you try to explain how Superman flies, that's when people are going to come at you. How does Hawkman fly? It's obvious, wings. You know what I'm saying? How does Batman glide? Obvious, bat plane. You know what I'm saying? And gliding and stuff like that, right? How does Iron Man fly? Obvious, repulsor power. How does everybody fly? There's a reason for it. How does Superman fly? Don't. The moment you try and answer that question, more people are going to come up with their opinions and they're going to shoot it down. Then more theories and more shooting down and then arguments. And it's like, it's not worth it. It's not necessary. Superman flies because he flies. That's it. Likewise, Falcon is not able to beat Batroc. Batroc is simply a far superior combatant. If a couple of, flips and dives and stuff like that, and suddenly he's able to beat Batroc, now it's not realistic anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that fine line. It's like, I can believe that you've got a super exosuit that allows you to fly around and do things like that, but don't tell me that you could turn around and just suddenly beat this dude who whooped your ass soundly last time, right? And At least he didn't die. So that was cool. I love that they did it that way. That was a fantastic way to portray that fight. He can escape, but he's not going to win. He's not going to beat this dude. That's just simply not going to happen. I love that. I thought that was fantastic. The one chick goes and hands Bucky the phone, and Bucky takes it. He sees right on there. There's the icon of the hand, and he's just like, "Hello." I was saying, look, if that phone blows up in your ear, you deserve that. You deserve a cyborg ear. You deserve a metal ear at this point afterwards, because like you were dumb. You took the phone. What are you, stupid? And that chick just like, it's for you. And then goes walking away. It's like she got this freaking stupid little tiny pencil skirt and some high heels. She's not going to get far, Bucky. Use the arm. Use the other arm. You know what I'm saying? Backhand her. Knock her out. Zip tie her ass. Leave her laying there. Just, don't you be like, oh, sure, I'll take the phone. Thank you, my secretary. And just walk away. You literally walked away and let her walk away. Dude, she's one of the bad guys. Get her ass. Oh, but we're going to see in this that if you're a woman, you're forgiven of everything. It's cool. It's not your fault. It's never your fault. That's So what is this? Those little spider locks on the doors. They didn't make sense to me at first. It's like, what is this? Why you can just like nobody's going to get out. But then later when they start trying to wrest the things open, then it suddenly made sense. Okay, I get it. So I'm going to let that one slide. At first, I wrote that down because like that's just not cool. But it's for the ambassadors of the GRC. Carly, there's some dissension among the ranks. One world. One world. Yeah, one people. All right. They didn't want to answer her at first because they were starting to not believe anymore. There's enough people, they'll carry on without us. No, Carly, not without leadership. And you'll see movements die after leadership dies. And this is just simply a fact. Like this is a fact with voters, with anywhere that you go with this. You can have the greatest movement going, but once the leadership is gone, the rest of it just fizzles out. You want proof? Which organizations are still around? You know what I'm saying? For the most part, none. It doesn't matter if they were good organizations or bad organizations. When the leadership is gone, that's just the way that it works. You could tell you could tell that when Bucky was fighting against the Flag Smashers, you could tell right away who the bad guy was, because Carly says, "Give him something, light it up. Give him something to save. Give him someone to save." She has them set fire to one of the police escorts that has the GRC ambassadors in them. And he has to go and he has to save them. It's like, I could stay and fight you, or I can go and I can whoop somebody's ass. You know, so, I can save them, or I can whoop some butt. No, he's got to go and save the people because that's what heroes do. That's important. Hold on to that. There's a reason why they had that scene, right? So she gets away, and he's got to go and save these people because that's what heroes do. So we've just established she's the freaking bad guy. Like, that's all there is to this. We're going to get back to that. It's important because all of a sudden here comes John Walker. Now, John Walker goes and gets into it. He's got this little shield that he spent all this time, and he's just like, this thing sucks. He got to use it for a couple moments. It was cute and all that. And he just got rid of that thing. He's like, this thing sucks. So yeah, he just moves on. But he's getting into some fights with these people. The fights were very realistic, except for the very end. Look, I know that he got tired and he's got the headaches and he's just like this and whatnot. But like a highly decorated in the field soldier versus a kid. And they're both equal in every way. Look, when she had that super soldier serum, it wasn't the super soldier serum, the power broker serum, whatever, and he didn't, I understand that she was able to kick his butt. I get it. Because you could be like super highly trained, but if the other dude is just simply like twice your size, good luck. You don't have a steel pipe or a wrench or something like that on your side, good luck. You know what I'm saying? But with them both equal like that, yeah, no. Even that last kick, I'm just like, no, I'm not buying that. I'm simply not. I can go into it for 10 minutes, how the U.S. military teaches its soldiers, right? I was one of the people that was also giving training in hand-to-hand and knife combat. So all CQC, all close quarters combat. No, We know how to freaking defend ourselves. We know how to bring the fights. You know what I'm saying? Her, what would she have? Like maybe a couple of years of Taekwondo or something? That's really cute. Go break your boards. You know what I'm saying? He's going to break your ass. So no, that I didn't like that at all. It was one of those things just like, nah, this is one of the things I just can't believe at this point. I was also really sad that when he was there and he was holding the shield up, protecting himself from, getting kicked and whatnot, he's looking at one of his medals of honor and he's still just laying there. No, dude, this is the moment where you're like, no, this thing, because I was able to overcome all odds. He looks at that thing and he just, ugh, and these guys go flying. And he gets up and he's able to get back into the fight. I don't need Bucky to come and save this dude. I'm just not digging that, I want to see the actual whooping of the booties. That's what I want to see. But whatever. But let's see what was next. I don't want to get too far out of the way. Okay. So this is just where I start talking about the fights. At one point, they're like, let's get the hell out of here. And Bucky fell down. He can't go and save these people anymore, right? Because he got one of the doors open, but the other truck, he wasn't able to get those doors open. He wasn't able to get to it fast. He falls down. What do you call it? They go and they're just like, hey, man, I'm going to. John Walker's like, I'm going to get this thing. I'm going to save this thing because he's looking and you're wondering, like, what's he going to do, dude? What's he going to do? Remember Bucky. Remember what I said about Bucky. He's sitting there and he's just like, I'm fighting you, but you just went and hurt some or potentially hurt some people. I got to go rescue the people because that's what the heroes do. So what happens? Not Captain America anymore. You, at some point later on in the episode, U.S. agent. How epic is that? He's just like, okay, I'm not going to go after these people. I'm gonna go and try and save the people who need to be saved. And he goes over there, and unfortunately, it doesn't work. And that kind of broke my heart a little bit because I did want him to have the full redemption moment. It was close enough, I guess, because he did go over there and he was able to pull those, prevent them from falling until Sam came and did it. Yeah, I wanted John Walker to be able to do that. But anyway, he goes and he proves. You hurt people, I save people. Always bothers me how some people are just like, my wife included, I hate John Walker. Why do you hate John Walker? Meanwhile, Carly and the freaking Flag Smashers are right there. Like, but you hate him. Like, what the frig, man? What the frig? So Falcon comes over and he starts using his rockets and whatnot to put he has all this tech. He's got multiple Red Wings. They show up and he's able to push the freaking truck back up. I'm just like, sweet, okay, cool. I'm digging on it. I like this. Goes and saves the people. And it was a necessary moment, I guess. I think there were other ways for him to do it, but he does do it. He does save the people, and it's like a big deal. And everybody's seeing it. The news crews are there, the witnesses are there, and everybody's seeing the new Captain America. You can't take that back at this point. He wasn't assigned by the U.S. government. He will be. I promise you he will be, right? That one senator and all the other people who were there, they were all like sign of approval. Bing, you know what I'm saying? Stamp. Authorized, notarized. It was a good moment. It was a good moment. So even back home, Isaiah Bradley was watching. It's like, nice one, dude. Nice one. Nice save, right? He's probably wishing he was there at this point, So it was cool. It was a good moment. All the fights start happening. They wind up having to separate and go underground and stuff like that because GSP up there, Batrog, is like, boo, 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 with the smoke grenades, thinking he's freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger. You're not Arnold. You're not the governor, all right? Put the freaking smoke canister away. You can just be like tossing these things. Don't try and act like you're the boom, boom, boom. He's going to have a Gatling gun next. Get out of here with that crap. Anyway, so they go down there, and this is when Carly meets up with the power broker. Here's the actual fight. Like, for anybody who wasn't following along, she's the power broker, right? Even Batroc shows up. Is like, wait, you're the power broker? Well, shoot, you're going to pay me 4 times what you thought you were going to pay me now, or I'm going to tell everybody. Bro, are you like a special kind of stupid? Did you not realize your life was over the moment you said that? Like, you could have just been like, oh, well, listen, I guess I know who I'm working for now. So do you want me to shoot her? What do you want me to do, boss? Like, that's what you do. You don't turn around and talk about, I promise, Scout's honor, I promise not to tell if you pay me 4 times. What the friggin' movie was that? Was that movie South Central? You remember that movie South Central? Aryan interest. What is it like? 15-pack cigarettes, 15K cigarettes, Aryan interest. Like, what is this, man? What are you doing 4 times the amount? Get the funk out of here. Anyway, um, so Sam and Carly are fighting. Really, Carly's fighting Sam, and Sam's not fighting back. Okay, I kind of get why he's not fighting back. We're gonna get to this is the part that bothered me more than anything else. I get why he doesn't want to fight back necessarily to a degree. She is a murderer, but she did, I guess, have, some fairly good ideas. It was a righteous cause. It's hard to argue that wasn't a righteous cause, but it was the way she was going about it. It was completely wrong. She'd lost it. She was killing people. She showed zero remorse up until she died. Then, I'm sorry. Too late, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Too damn late. I ain't even going to give you a Band-Aid. Forget about a gauze pad. Your ass is dead, dumbass. Like, you killed people. Now you're sorry? You're a special kind of stupid. But here's the stupid thing. He goes and he takes her and he flies down like not like a falcon. He flies down like an angel, like he's Warren Worthington III, right? He flies down just an angel carrying the body of this dead martyr, like he's carrying the body of Jesus Christ himself, right? To present to his father and say, look, your only begotten son, which you gave us because you love us, and I'm returning him to you. This was a terrorist bitch, a murderous mother fathead. She was killing people. What they say, like 10 people? Like, she killed a lot of people. I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry. How? How did Falcon and Bucky, but this was Falcon right here. Bucky wasn't here for this part. How does Falcon tell John Walker, you can't be Captain America because you just killed somebody in the heat of a moment within seconds of your partner being murdered by this person whose dead body I'm holding? But I feel bad and I won't fight this girl and I'm going to present her like an angel and she meant so much. Dude, a murderer is a murderer. And I get the whole idea about the labels and stuff like that, but that's also very juvenile. I remember I'd gotten out of active duty of the Army and I started going to community college because I was already taking some correspondence courses through them. And I started going for psychology. I only took 1 semester of psychology and I dropped out. I dropped out because I said, all psychology is labeling people, and this is stupid. Labeling people is stupid. So I dropped out. Well, I didn't drop out, but like I changed majors. There we go. I changed majors and I took my psychology credits for that semester, 12, and I moved them over to sociology. And I got my associates in sociology, you know what I'm saying, before I started going for the big time stuff. It wasn't until several, like maybe a decade later, that I stopped and I was like, it's necessary to label people, like in health crises and whatnot, because how do you help someone if you don't recognize and label this person is a paranoid schizophrenic and this person is suffering from dissociative identity disorder? And we used to think that we used to both call them the same things, but now we have to separate them. And this person's dealing with this and that person's dealing with that. How do you know what kind of therapy to give them? How do you know what kind of medication to give them? Right? So labeling people is necessary. And I understand what Sam was saying about, at this point, he's just full on Captain America. Like, it's acknowledged by everybody. I understand what Cap is saying, but it's still a very juvenile approach to it. She is the very definition of a terrorist. It doesn't matter that the senators were doing wrong, and they were doing wrong. And I hope that at some point they were able to admit it. They listened to Sam. That's usually a good sign. They were listening to, and here's the body language in it. And they did this well. They were paying attention to him while he was talking. They were paying attention. They weren't looking around the crowd and going, what are they thinking? And trying to feed off of the crowd and just like, yeah, Cap, I hear what you're saying. Or no, they're not agreeing with him. No, Cap, that's not right. No, they weren't looking at the crowd or anything. They were razor-eyed focused on Sam. So they were paying attention. They were hearing him. They weren't just listening. They were hearing him. There's a white men can't jump moment for you right there. Like, dude, that was some serious stuff right there. They were listening, so that was important. But the idea of saying, don't label people, no, no, no. Sedition, right? Giving comfort to the enemy. It wasn't necessarily treason right there, but these were absolutely acts of terror that they were committing. And I can understand to a degree why they were doing it, but once they started resorting to murder, I'm sorry, all chips are off. That's it. There is no redeeming right there. And yet somehow John Walker is still the bad guy. Yeah, sorry, I'm not seeing it. I'm simply not. Anybody who disagrees with me, I don't hate you. And I hope that you don't hate me. But I simply can't agree with the argument that he's the bad guy. If she's celebrated, none of that makes sense to me. Then it goes and it gets a little bit wonky. It gets a little bit wonky because he goes into a quick thing about how are you saying I don't understand? I'm a black man wearing the red, white, and blue. Right away, I started thinking, like immediately, I started thinking about all the soldiers that I served with. All right? They weren't all white. There were a lot of, because you know who usually serves? It's not white people who usually serve. It's not black or brown or anything like that. It's poor people. That's who usually serves. It's usually poor people. Because if you can afford to pay for college, you're probably not going to join the military. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of the reason why so many of us joined the military when we were young. I was 17. Excuse me. I needed my mother's signature to get me into the military. When I went in, we were all the same. All of us were the same. We were all wearing the same uniform, right? We were all eating the same foods. We were all given the exact same rules. There was no front or back of the bus or the cut V or the Humvee or the freaking the deuce and a half or the 5-ton. There was none of that. We were all the same and we all lined up, right? One person, well, actually, 4 people were made the head of 4 different squads, and one person was the head of the whole platoon, right? The person who was the head of the platoon, the only reason why he was given head of the platoon is because he's the only person who was in ROTC prior to this. Therefore, he actually understood how to march and all that stuff, and the rest of us didn't have any clue, right? The person who was made the platoon leader, still one of us, still one of the recruits, signed up the same time that we signed up and everything, served the same way that we served, ate the same food, lived in the same barracks and everything. He was a Japanese American, but he went to ROTC. So he was put in the head. They didn't sit there and say like who's white, who's black, or who's Asian or anything like that. They simply said, oh, ROTC, boom. And he was the head the entire time. Nobody had a chance to overthrow him or unseat him because he was always better than us when it came to the marching and the maneuvers and all that stuff. And that's just the facts. And nobody, yeah. So, yeah, Sam saying something like that, meanwhile, he served in the military is usually the first group who turns around and just says, no, enough, squash that nonsense, right? Why were homosexuals like overwhelmingly accepted throughout the United States? I'm going to tell you right now, because when I went into the military, I had fears of I had homophobia also. A whole bunch of us had homophobia, right? Turns out I was serving with a bunch of homophobes. I was serving with homophobes. I was serving with homosexuals also. Didn't realize until later. Suddenly the stuff comes out because, oh, we all trust each other now, right? And it's like, at first it's like, oh, but it's like, no, but I know you. So it's like, okay, it's a little weird. It's like, have you been looking at my wanky in the shower? A little bit, but no, it's not a big deal. Like I never made a move on you, never touched you. It's like, and don't. Don't. But yeah, okay, whatever. I don't. It is whatever. It is what it is. Like it got to the point where it's just like we don't care. We generally just didn't care. And then when we get out of the military, even though I went into the military, I'm like, yeah, I'm a little bit worried about home. I don't want any gay guys touching me and stuff like that. When I come out and I hear somebody make a gay joke, I'm the first person in my group of friends or whatever. It's just like, gay guys are all right. What do you mean? Gay guys are all right. What's the problem with gay guys? Dude, man, like, you want a gay guy touching you? Oh, what do you think? They got cooties or something like that? What is it, the 3rd grade? You're afraid of girls touching you and stuff like that? Like, whatever, man. They're gay, so what? They're gay. You know what I'm saying? They're not interested in you. They're interested in other gay guys. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. Like, that's just what it was in the military. So the thing that Sam was saying was a little bit like, I hear you, but it almost sounds like an ultra liberal, because I'm cool with liberals. I'm cool with conservatives. I'm cool with, pretty much anybody unless you're a nut job. But this sounded like that ultra fake ass liberal stuff where it's like, let's put up a sign and a banner and say things are cool. And meanwhile, we'll keep on screwing them. We'll keep on, fisting them from behind and making them go, ha ha, and give us your money so we can give it to rich people so they can give us kickbacks. All that nonsense, all that. But fortunately, it only happened for it was like a quick line and maybe a follow-up line. And then they just started talking again. And it's like, okay, I'm paying attention to that. Bucky is actually the person who saved that, though. He's the one who really saved that. Why? Because Sam, he goes and he leaves and he comes over and he starts talking. He's just like, well, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't hear anything you said. I heard something about a black man holding the shield and I was texting. I didn't pay attention to anything else. How great of a line is that to turn around for all the people who, when they heard that line, when they were watching this live, they turn around. Oh man, they're making Captain America and the Winter Soldier into an SJW thing. Because I didn't think it was quite SJW. But I did look at this as eh. But that was a great way to make fun of people as they were probably typing. Anybody who was texting at that moment, like, oh, SJW crap over here. I thought that was great. That was a great line. I love that. That saved the freaking day. Afterwards, that's the one world, one people. And the guys are like, inside the car, the four that were being transferred to the raft, they're like, yeah, all right, you're one of us. We're in good hands, boys. We're going to get out. He's one of us. All right. Yeah, close the door. It's all cool. All right, guys, we're going to be back. Boom. Y'all mother fudgers, mother fatheads, you're not bulletproof. You're not boom proof. And they got boom boomed. All right. And who did it? Who did it but the freaking butler? It was the butler, the guy on the plane who was serving bad food to Sam and Bucky. Zemo's boy. Like they went and showed Zemo at the raft. Oh man, Zemo's and then you have Contessa, what do you call Countess Contessa de Florenta, yeah, Valeria, yeah. Anyway, her, Julie Louise Dreyfus. My wife told me afterwards. She's like, "Hey, that's the Seinfeld chick." I was like, "Holy crap, that's the Seinfeld chick. That's Julie Louise Dreyfus." I didn't even realize it last week. Durr. Anyway, she's over there. Oh, they got the last laugh. And then who comes out of the bathroom? John Walker as the U.S. agent. He's got the gun. He's the different. I'm wondering what's up with the shield. I'm wondering what's up with the shield. Are we going to find out? Because stop for a second. We saw the Princess Bar in this. Obvious reference to Tiger and Wolverine Patch Logan, right? Patch, the volume 2 of the Wolverine series. Frank Miller and freaking. Actually, this was just Chris Claremont and John Byrne, I think, was doing the art for the second volume. The first 4 issues for the first volume, that was actually Frank Miller and Claremont. But what if they were to say, much like in the comic, because in the comic books it was made out of adamantium. That shield was made out of adamantium. Captain America, during the Captain America No More thing, where he became just the captain, right? He went to Tony Stark, and it was during Tony Stark's Iron Wars thing, right? The first one, because the second one sucked. Nobody cares about the second one. They were doing the Iron Wars, and he goes and he's like, "Hey, I need your help. I need a shield because they confiscated my shield." I'm like, yeah, bud, I got your back. Here you go, man. I made you a shield, pure adamantium. It's heavier than your shield. Doesn't fly the same way, but you'll be okay, right? He's like, oh yeah. Give me a second to balance it. Nope, I'm good. I'm good. I got the balance down for this and everything. We good. Boom, it was made of adamantium. What if at some point they say, what's that shield made of? Oh, it's this new device. It's called adamantium. We're that much closer to, wait, you know what? I don't need to do it like that. I don't need to be cheap like that. Y'all see this all camera. Right? We're that much closer, baby. That's what I'm talking about. All the fake people advertising, promising that Wolverine's coming. Y'all don't know what you're talking about. There are no plans right now. Nothing has been released. So anybody who reports that Wolverine is coming is a liar. Go check out the Comic Book University podcast everywhere podcasts are to find out more about that. But he says his name is U.S. Agent, and it's awesome. Thanks, Val. Don't call me that. He should be like, okay. He should have been like, sorry, Val. That would have been funny. Afterwards, just really quick, we get the Bucky redemption thing. He goes up and he talks to that guy, Nakayama, and he crosses out everything on the list and gives the list back to the doctor, which, Dr. Rayner, which is cool. But the most important thing of that, he also sees that hot chick, right? The most important thing there, though, is that he forgives himself, right? That's the most important thing. He's not able to tell Nakayama or anybody else, hey, I did this and this and this to you, because he hasn't reconciled with himself yet that he did these things. So he simply said the basic truth. He's like, listen, man, there was this guy called the Winter Soldier, and technically it was me, but I wasn't in control of myself. I had no choice. I'm sorry. I'm sure that there was more to it, and maybe Nakayama forgave him. Maybe everybody forgave him. Maybe they didn't. That's not the most important part. That's not the most important thing. If you've hurt somebody and you get introspective and you realize it, the only thing you could really do is apologize, and mean it and show that you mean it. And hopefully they forgive you, because they'd have to forgive you for themselves. And hopefully you can forgive yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you meant it, you try not to do bad stuff again. Don't do bad stuff. That said, I think that he's able to forgive himself at this point. And that's going to make him a cooler person. He's not going to be as awesome because he's not going to have all that regret and the wandering off, staring eyes and stuff like that, maybe. But it's still Bucky, and it's cool. We're almost done. The Isaiah Bradley thing, that was cool. Because when he's talking to him, there's like, Isaiah's not so hard-hearted anymore. And you can understand when someone has a hard heart sometimes. And in Isaiah's case, like, the dude was tortured by his own government and in prison for 30 years, experimented on and stuff like that. What do you call it? He had to fake his own death in order to get out of there. Dude, if you can't understand why he would have a very hard heart towards the U.S. government and even white people, I can't help you. You know what I'm saying? But like, that is understandable to me. Then afterwards, when he realizes this, it's like it's a message of truth that comes to him, and he's cool with it. And then when he's brought to the Smithsonian and sees the side corridor, right next to, the first Captain America's thing is the second Captain America's thing, like a shrine almost. And he walks in there, and like, when you have a cool story, it could be a cool story just for one group of people. When you see this is like the message for the rest, right? It's a cool story of hope for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Not just for black people, but also for others, saying brown and Asian and indigenous, right? It could just be one of those cool stories for everybody. They didn't berate that moment, and I'm glad they didn't. I really am glad they didn't, because sometimes words aren't going to match up what just a look can do. So that was a good moment. Then you get the credits, and that's where it says Falcon or Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Nice little switcheroo. And then there's the after credit scene where Agent Carter gets a full pardon. Now, initially, I'm just like, she shouldn't get a full pardon. She's still evil. But at the same time, they don't know she's evil. So I'm thinking to myself, why would they give her a full pardon? Like, a full pardon means you accept that you were guilty of some stuff and it's not our fault. How about just an acquittal? Seriously, how about just a full acquittal and say, in light of circumstances, it turns out that we don't have you. I'm not saying you're innocent, but I'm saying that we can't prove that you're guilty. An acquittal would have been perfectly fine, my opinion, my observation, but it is what it is. All right, what did you guys think? Let me go up here and start looking at some of these comments here. Let's go up and there's a lot of people here. What's up there, Sue Ann? Corey, K Wolf Moon. That's actually kind of a cool name. Quoth. What's your thoughts about Sam Captain America suit? I think it was gorgeous. It looks exactly like it did in the comic books. Um, those of us who were Marvel Legends aficionados, we already saw the leaked footage of what the. I didn't tell anybody here. I don't like to give spoilers away for the things that I do know. But we saw this about 2 weeks ago. That there's going to be a Marvel Legends wave and the Build-A-Figure. You know how they did the Build-A-Figure wave for Vulture? It was the MCU version of the Vulture from Spider-Man Homecoming. There was the Vulture figure, and then he comes with just the backpack, for his wings, the harness. So like the wings all folded up. But if you buy all the other figures in the wave, then the Build-A-Figure piece is another section to his wings to get a full wingspan for him. So that was cool, and they're going to do the exact same thing with the new Captain America with Falcon, Sam Wilson as Captain America. So you're going to be able to buy the Captain America, and then you're going to be able to buy all the different pieces, and that'll build his wingspan. All right, cool. They're going to have Zemo in that. They're going to have another Bucky, Winter Soldier, like the one with the short hair and stuff like that. They're going to have a couple different characters. So I think they're going to have a Flag Smasher also. So right there, that's the army builder. So you got to get at least two, anywhere from 2 to 6, right? So some people might get a full-on 8. You never know. But actually, no. No, I think 6 would be fine. And then we've got to get a Carly Morgenthau. I don't know if they're making a car. I can't remember. It was 2 weeks ago that I saw the leak, but it was a leak. So anyway, but yeah, it looks great. It looks perfect. Dylan, what's going on, Dylan? Uh, she even was going to shoot Sam. She's sorry. Like, come on with that shit, right? Yeah. Okay. So now I know where I am in the conversation. Zemo called the death of Carly. Oh yeah. He did technically, right, Manuel? I interpreted Carly's "I'm sorry" as she's sorry that Sam had to see it end like this. Whatever. I don't care. Screw Carly. You know what I'm saying? It was not that complicated of a character. She was still a bad person. I'm not saying she had to die, but she was the bad guy. She was definitely the bad guy. Dylan and would have killed more if it wasn't for Sam, John, and Bucky saving people. Correct. Correct. Bill, it's Carly was written as the idealist leader with a broken heart. You know, yeah, idealist, but not idealistic, right? Because remember what she also said, that shield should be destroyed. It's a symbol of a bygone era. Yeah, that's really cute and all, but listen, at the same time, I'm gonna hope that enough of the 18-year-olds and maybe 22-year-olds here understand where I'm coming from when I say this, but somebody as young as Carly is too damn stupid to understand what a symbol is, right? Because if the shield is a symbol of bygone era, this is one of the things that the original Flag Smasher, Carl Morgenthau from the comic books under Mark Grunwald, this is part of what he was doing with Flag Smasher. He said he didn't want any flags. He didn't want the Japanese flag. He didn't want the Israeli flag. He didn't want the American flag. He didn't want any more flags. He wanted total anarchy, which is, yeah, no, that's not going to work on a large scale like that. Anything over 300 people, you can't have an anarchistic state because then you don't know everybody anymore. Like we can't memorize more than like 100, 150 faces. And once you have more than twice that, it's very hard to know people. Like strangers could come in and you have no idea I've never seen this person before, and it's so it gets too hard to have to control an anarchistic state. I know a bunch of people think that anarchy is just total lack of government. No, it's a form of government. Anarchy is actually a form of government. You got to actually look it up though. But the idea is that this is the idea of where she was. She's too young, she's too dumb to understand what that shield actually meant. Like, does anybody who's watching this think that the shield is a relic of a bygone era? No, but she's too young and too dumb. See, and that's one of the reasons why the super young should not be given too much power. And granted, the super old shouldn't be given too much damn power either, but the super young especially, because they haven't experienced enough of the world to really get a fine opinion. Their brains haven't fully developed yet. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who's over 30 remembers all the dumb stuff that we did when we were younger than 25. Every single one of us. You know what I'm saying? And when we were younger than 25, it didn't seem that dumb. You know what I'm saying? I'm just chilling out and stuff. Bunch of people leaving. Those are the young people. um, what Sam did for Isaiah was incredible. It was. It was absolutely incredible. I loved it. Writers' Room decided to be sympathetic to broken-hearted, angry idealists and are going to make John Walker the fallen bad guy. Oh, okay, that's a lot right there. Carly's I'm sorry moment was the same as Spidey's I'm sorry before getting dusted, right? Oh man, that's actually a really good point there, Signal. I wonder if they were actually trying to make it so it was like, same kind, like have the same feelings for her as you did for Spidey, except Spidey was cute. She's hot, but she's not cute. Spidey's cute. Spidey was always trying to be a hero. She was murdering people. She was straight murdering people. When his suit went red-eyed and it was like, oh, kill method, activated. He's like, what? No, no, don't do that. No, never turn that on again. He don't want to kill people. This is the thing. You and me, regular people, including soldiers, killing is one thing, and it should mean something different for everybody, right? Killing is one of those things that you can't just take back. Case in point, think of the people that the police have killed just alone. And this doesn't have to turn into a damn Black Lives Matter moment. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't say damned Black Lives Matter moment because Black lives do matter. But all of our lives matter, especially when it comes to a cop taking away somebody's life. You know what was the most messed up scene of someone taking another person's life, in my opinion? Was that one stupid cop who should himself be shot in the freaking head what was it, Arizona or Nevada? I think it was Arizona, who he had what I know people don't like the term assault rifle, but in the military we use the term assault rifle, so bite me. He had an assault style weapon. He had an assault weapon, and he had stenciled on the side, "You're effed." And it was a white guy, and in Arizona where it's legal to have a gun, and he just had a pellet rifle for his extermination services. And he's trying to explain this stuff, but he's got the guy crawling across the floor, giving him multiple different kinds of commands, contradicting his own commands. Had the dude crawling across the floor to him, and then after like 10 minutes or so of him crawling across the floor, shot him and killed him. Dude, that was a white guy. That's not even a black guy. Dude, at the end of the day, killing someone, especially like if you're a cop like that, was that a good cop? That wasn't even close to it. This was a terrible, horrible person who should, like, fired isn't enough. This person should be thrown in jail forever, forever. Throw this person in prison with all the people he put in, all the people who he effed. You know what I'm saying? So that he could be effed. Throw him in prison with all of them. Like, this is what I'm talking about. A bad person is a bad person, and killing is something that, like, dude, in the superhero comics, there's a reason why there's some people who like the Punisher. And unfortunately, you see that on cop cars and army vehicles all the time, and they really just don't get it, you know? The Punisher is not the good guy. The Punisher is not a hero. He may have hero attached to his name, but it's anti-hero. You know what I'm saying? Anti-hero, as in not a hero, not a bad guy, not a villain, but not a hero. Heroes don't kill. Heroes don't kill. That's comic books. If you're new to comic books or you're not into comic books, you don't get it. I understand. But we do. You don't kill in the comic books. At the end of the day, you kill in the comic books, you don't have the same guy to fight next time. If Spider-Man just went around and started offing all his bad guys, right? Screw that. If Batman, because Batman is the most realistic one. One of the reasons why Batman is amazing, he's got the best freaking rogues gallery. Spider-Man's got the second best rogues gallery. Batman's got the best rogues gallery. If Batman killed the Joker, then he would be just like them. I don't believe that for one squat instant. You know what I believe? If he killed the Joker, then he'd kill Bane, and he'd kill the Riddler, and he'd kill the Penguin. He'd kill the freaking Calendar Man. Calendar Man could probably go, but he would kill Kite Man too. Hell yeah. Dude, if he started killing all his rogues gallery, He wouldn't have the coolest rogues gallery anymore. People would stop buying the comic books because it would suck. You know what I'm saying? Batman fights a common criminal because he already killed the Joker. So no more returns of the Joker. Batman would be boring without the Joker and all of his retinue of totally awesome people. You know, I want to see Ra's al Ghul make another appearance because he went full Lazarus pit on him. You know what I'm saying? I want to see recurring villains. I don't want to see the villains getting killed all the time. Every single one of us, when we see Iron Man killing this guy or that guy or whatever, it's like, no, he's not going to reappear then. I want to see him reappear. Superheroes don't kill. It's kind of in the description. What else do we got here? They're adding these kindling fire, John, achieving, I don't know, the bus as a puppet cat. Okay, so let's go to S. Prince Lewis. I thought it was a great line to take the piss. The Bucky line, it really was. What do you got there? Oh, geez, it bounced. Shoot. Sorry, guys. It bounced a lot. Are you going to watch Mortal Kombat? Oh, hells yes, I am. Dude, I saw that first 8 minutes or so. Dude, it looks amazing. It looks amazing. I keep forgetting to show that first 8 minutes to my wife. Oh, man. Like, oh, dude. Yeah, I'm going to watch the hell out of that. Can't wait to see that. John Smith, what's going on, man? Gus, she bargained specifically for a pardon, not an acquittal. Did she bargain for a pardon? I don't know that she. They said that they were willing to offer a full pardon. I didn't see where she bargained for anything. Because a bargain indicates that she's going to give something. What did she give? Like, what did she have to give? She didn't tell him that she was the power broker. I don't get that. I'd have to have more of more on that. Raven, what's going on, Raven? Carter is power broker. We all saw it coming, but it was still a what the hell moment for me for longtime readers, right? Exactly. Example, 18-year-old suffrage. The suffrage movement. The suffrage movement. And now they call things like alimony for men manimony. It should be called malimony, if anything else. But no, it's still just alimony. Because if you have the money after a divorce, then the other person should get some of the money, right? Women have most of the beginning forever, but equal rights also means equal consequences. So this is exactly what the original suffragettes fought for. And most of them know it. It's the wokevists that don't dig it. The modern day woke version of feminism, they're just like, we don't like that. Well, too freaking bad. You're not a feminist to begin with, so shut up. You know? What do we got here? Godfather Media. Much of the 5th and 6th episode was somewhat predictable. I wanted to write the last episode in a way that thinks outside the box. See, I hear you, but at the same time, if it was too far outside of the box, then, you know what I'm saying? Because think about the people who were expecting Mephisto to show up for WandaVision, right? Would it have satisfied a lot more people if Mephisto did show up, even if there was just a hint that it was really Mephisto at some point in there? Because I think it would have. I think it would have made more sense, right? Didn't have to be a big thing. It could have just been a little puff of smoke that kind of goes in the shape of a long-nosed red demon type thing. That's all it would have taken, just that little tiny bit. Maybe a little laughter off camera, something, right? That's all it would have taken. And then people would have been more satisfied with the ending of WandaVision, right? More comic book fans, more people were predicting this. When you have a little bit of predictability, it makes you feel better. Think about wrestling. Vince McMahon doesn't do it anymore, but back when he was in the real wrestling worlds with AEW, with Smoky Mountain, with Florida, with freaking WCW, that was the biggest one, right? Even long before even the Monday Night Wars, when he was in direct competition with the territories, right? He always had this thing of send them home happy. Who was the main, always top guy in WCW, their biggest rival? Ric Flair, a heel, right? Who was the number one guy most of the time in WWF? Hulk Hogan, a face. Always send them home seeing Hulk Hogan pose in the ring. And then you send them home happy. But if you send them home pissed off, there's a reason why. And there's more than one reason why. Madison Square Garden helped a lot, but always sending folks home happy, that helps also. You got to send folks home happy. And if it seems like it is going to be a bit predictable and it comes out that way, mostly that way. So I hear what you're saying, but sometimes that's not really what we want. Sometimes we do want to be a little bit predictable. Think about it. We're almost guaranteed to get a second season of this. We are, if we don't get a season, at least one season of U.S. Agent, people are going to riot, right? We were expecting certain things by the end of this, and we got them. For the most part, we got them. One of the things that could have been a little bit better, but just the idea that Zemo is in the raft, there's a damn good chance that at some point we could wind up getting the Thunderbolts now, right? There is so much about the predictability that's a good thing, far outweighs the idea of the unpredictability and hoping that it's going to land. So believe me, I hear what you're saying, but yeah. This series is a sequel to Loki series. Sharon Carter is Loki in disguise. General Kratos, if you're right, that's just messed up. I doubt it, but that's just messed up. Gus Rodriguez. Carly should have a decent shot at recovering, right? The serum has solid regeneration. No. No. I believe that she's actually dead. What do you call it? So remember, we got to look at the serum not as in the comic books, but as we're being presented it here. This is the first off, yeah. This is the power broker serum. In the comic books, you'd have like what, pore 3, pore 4 regeneration, right? Just like with Luke Cage, he's got a small amount of regeneration in the comics, but in the TV show he didn't. And I know that's not MCU based, but still, here we didn't see anything about there being a healing factor. So no, I don't think that she's gonna heal. I think that she is actually dead, but I could be wrong. What's up, Tommy? How you doing, man? Hey, in the last what was it? Last This Week in Comics, GTA Gamer. I had the GTA song on there, the Paramore, whatever, the stock song from ZZ Radio, I think it was. Let's see, Gus Rodriguez. Cops who think the Punisher is right across the board are not paying attention to the point of the Punisher. You're right, Gus. Suan, what's going on, Suan? I agree. Superheroes don't kill, but Batman is the best hero. Superman is the DC verse. You're right. Zemo's butler with the super soldier quadra kill was great. Knock knock, who's there? Boom. Boom who? Nah, you don't get that in. You got boomed. I was referring to her talk with Sam off of the pardon specifically. All I was referring to. Yeah, I think he petitioned for and the bargain. Yeah, okay, I hear what you're saying. You're right. See you later, Corey. What am I saying? He's already gone. If you come back and look at this later, Corey. Gus, overall, this finale felt like it was missing something. A lot of good conclusions at the end, but first half was kind of just okay. Yeah, I agree. I want Thunderbolts so bad. See, that's what I'm talking about. Godfather Media, when Disney resigned Chris Evans, do you think they will utilize him as Steve Rogers or flashback scenes moving forward? I don't know that he's actually going to come back. I hope that he does. I genuinely do hope that he does. Like he's young enough and he could come back and he could be Cap again. It'd be a great moment. It's like it doesn't have to all end. And it's a weird thing. Like I don't think that the last two movies, Endgame and the one before that, Infinity War, Robert Downey Jr. made $75 million for each movie. $75 million for each, right? You telling me that if they asked him to come back for one more movie, he wouldn't say, well, what are you offering? Right? Same thing with Chris Evans. Probably not $75 million, but I'll bet you this increases his market value. He's young enough. He still looks like he could play the part, no problem. He could go back to being full-time Cap. They can make another movie or 6, saying whatever, and he can make some serious bank. I know he's been in a couple movies since, and if he's trying to keep a low profile and just do whatever, cool. But with a lot of people, a lot of times, that money, they start thinking about, I could still be making that money. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I want Isaiah Bradley series and U.S. Agent series. Well, Isaiah Bradley series, I highly doubt we're going to get, but we could get his nephew who's there, right? Or is that his grandson in this show? Anyway, in the comic books, I believe it's his nephew. Um, excuse me, Elijah Bradley, the new Battlestar. No, the Patriot. The Patriot. He's the Patriot. Again, this is just a way. Like we've already got two young Avengers from WandaVision. We've got this young Avenger. You know what I'm saying? Like we just get a couple more people in Secret Empire. Secret Empire, which Daenerys Targaryen, whatever the heck her name is, the Emilia Clarke, the hot chick. She's only ever been good in the Game of Thrones. I never seen anything else that she was good in, the Terminator stuff and whatnot. I don't think she was really that great in that stuff. But whatever, maybe she'll be good in this. But she signed on for a role in the Secret Empire thing. You telling me we're not going to get I hope that we get Super Scroll Clark. That'd be awesome. But you're going to tell me that we're not going to get freaking Hulkling in that? Come on. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. And even when we're talking about the Loki series, you tell me Iron Lad, there's no chance that Iron Lad might show up? Bro, we're almost guaranteed to get a Young Avengers because they're already forming in the Disney verse, the Disney Plus universe. We're watching it happen right before our eyes, man. You know what I'm saying? So all of that stuff, there's a good chance we're going to get all of that. Um, Comic hero Bucky look of Sam when he was in full Cap costume was enough joy for me, holding the truck from falling. Yeah. And then later on, calling him Cap. That was a great feeling. It was a great feeling. Like the shield has officially been passed. If even Bucky can acknowledge that you're Cap, boom, done, done. Wait, they resigned Chris Evans. Chris Evans resigned is really it. Cannot wait for Loki. Plus, there's old Cap stuff they could do. I need a Sam Wilson movie. Yeah, all that good stuff. Well, the future right now is in the Disney Plus series, but that's what Kevin Feige said. But we're still going to get movies. Guarantee we're still going to get some movies as they're coming out. It is what it is. What do you got? You got Black Widow's already done. It's going to be coming to theaters, and it's going to be coming to Disney Plus for premiere purchase. They're already finished with the I almost said Chun-Li, the Shang-Chi movie. They're finished with the Shang-Chi movie. It's done. It's ready to go out right now. They're just waiting. You know what I'm saying? They're waiting for a good time. Hoping it's going to go back to theaters again, right? And there's just a whole bunch of final touches being done for, like, the acting is already done. They're all in post-production right now for the Eternals. And I can't remember the director's name, but she's just doing a lot of work on post-production. So there's still going to be movies, you know? I don't know what I'm is, but what's up, Dill? Okay, anyway, I'm going to leave now. This was fun. This was a great final episode. Really good way to end this. And we just got to wait, I think, just a couple of weeks for Loki to come out at this point, right? It should be soon. They're probably, in fact, they might have already dropped a trailer for it. I wouldn't be surprised if they dropped a trailer by a new trailer with the release. Let me just look really quick. Loki release date. June 11th. There we go. June 11th. Oh, crap. That's the second chance I have to take my test. So that's in 2 months and a week, pretty much. 2 months and 2 weeks. So, all right, not bad. Not bad, bro. But what do you call it? Where am I? There I am. There you guys are. So anyway, June 11th, that's when it's coming out. So we got about a 2-month break, little hiatus. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I'll talk to all of you guys later. Like the video on your way out and watch an ad. It won't hurt. Talk to you later. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.